jigging that across the bottom. Boom, hopefully that's the story. Could be a fish, could be. There you go. There you go, look at that. Hello, 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 and welcome back to the channel, guys. Good to see you. Thanks for joining me. Today I'm at one of my favourite local harbours that I've fished for many years since I was a kid. Going to go ultra light today, light rock fishing, LRF, drop shot, and got a wee weight there. Got some fake bait, Berkley power bait, ragworm imitation there, sandworm they call it. And we're going to be seeing, and I'm going to see what I can catch with this ultralight gear in and around the harbour. See if there's anything that wants to play. Let's get in the water. Thanks very much for joining me. Thanks for joining this channel. It's great to see you here. Tight lines, everyone. And if you're new here, please don't forget to subscribe. Let's go and see if we can catch some fish on the ultralight LRF gear. I love this style of fishing. This takes me back to when I was a lot younger, messing around in harbours and stuff. I just really enjoy it. Catch fish, and it's a beautiful sunny day. The sun is out. Let's see what we can get. A bit breezy to start the day, to be honest. I did say it was going to be a bit windy. Makes it a little bit hard with this ultralight gear to keep contact with the bottom. So sometimes you might need to go on a bit of a heavier weight, but just about managing it seems at the moment. Now all around the UK, whether it is Scotland, whether it's England, wherever, harbours like this hold fish, a lot of small fish, and that is why, that was a bite actually, people have resorted to this ultralight gear because you can have some fun targeting little coalfish, little pollock, wrasse species, get mackerel in the summer obviously, garfish and that kind of thing, because you get access to deep water, lots of structure with the walls and the boats and all that kind of stuff, and you can generally just have a bit of fun with this ultralight gear. Getting lots of bites, but lots of very, very small fish. And if that happens to you, and there's lots of really small fish, you know, you can just go really, really light on the hooks, really small hooks. Wow, that wind is pretty strong today. But this stuff is really good fun, generally speaking. And you always tend to winkle out some fish, right? At times of year when nothing much else is happening, you can always count on a harbour to have one or two fish around. The reason I love this type of fishing is it's light, it's agile, it's mobile. You know, if you're not catching fish in one spot, give it 10 minutes, move to another spot, nice and easy. I've got my wee backpack on, all my gear is in here. Doesn't mean to say there's always fish though. That's the way it goes. This channel, by the way, I don't know if I said this before, but you probably get the vibe just by watching my videos, is mostly about ultralight fishing these days. I spent years doing like fly fishing in still waters. I spent years doing beach casting as well, heavy gear, competition fishing as well. But nowadays, what I enjoy is just hopping around rocks and harbours and beaches and stuff with really, really ultralight gear. This rod is a 6'6" rod, 1 to 7 grams, and to be honest, I consider that pretty heavy. Right, well. Had a cracking follow from my fish there. A really big, nice flounder. There you go. And it's a good one. Wow, look at that. Stunning flounder. Followed me, hit my lure 2 or 3 times as I was retrieving it before at last taking it right down. Absolute belter, look at that. I am delighted with that. Doink, 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 and then boom, right down. Let's get the hook out. And the sun, cracking fish, look at that. That is gorgeous. Barbless hook just pops right out, look at that. Lovely flounder. I'm a wee bit high up, to be honest. Higher than I would like to be to put this back. So I'll try and go over there a little bit. Here, a little bit lower. Better position to get my... Come on, guy. There you go. There you go. Flatty galore. Not a big one, but it's a flatty. Ah, in the sun. Right, straight back out there. We are doing LRF fishing today, light rock fishing with a twist, because I am going to try and attempt to catch a fish today, and I've not got much time, so I'm not going to ramble. I'm going to try and catch fish on the BFS, bait finesse system, gear, ultralight rods, tiny little multiplier, bait casting reel, and jig heads in a harbour. We're going to try and catch flatfish or any other little species that might be here. I've never really used this gear in the saltwater before. Luckily this reel is saltwater certified, so it's all good. And I won't get as much distance, so just in case there's any disasters, I do have a backup plan, right? But we're harbour fishing and anything can happen, and I'm going to be using fake baits. These are lures, scented worms, which is a type of bait that most fish in these harbours enjoy eating, or going after anyway. There's my Chibaraska, 5 grams. There's the hook. There is my Berkley Gulp Sandworm, which is a perfect ragworm imitation. These harbours here, and harbours all around the country, are full of ragworms. And that's what that's supposed to imitate. Jigging that across the bottom. Boom, hopefully that's the story. So let's get out there and see if we can catch a fish. You do need to check with these reels every time you use them with different weights and all the rest of it, that it's not too heavy, it's not just gonna, the reel's not gonna overrun, so a bit of adjustment's needed, and I'm going to be on the cautious side. Put the brakes right up. Five for now, and I'm just going to gently flick it for the first few casts, because if these reels overrun, it's really nasty and there's not much you can do to salvage the situation. Now, people don't tend to use BFS gear, bait finesse system, in salt water. Most of the rods and reels you use in this kind of stuff are not set up for salt water. But there's also other considerations like casting distance and that kind of thing. So let's see. I'm excited to see if we can catch something anyway. It'll be a very fun way to catch some fish if we can. I'm just gently jigging my bait across the bottom, puffing up the sand as we go, to hopefully prompt some kind of reaction. There's a number of different species that live in this harbour and harbours like it. Probably get away with putting the brake down just a touch. Even though we are facing to the wind, which is never ideal. Getting out far enough to catch a fish anyway. You alright? Just started. How about yourselves, Enan? No. Ooh. Thing is, I don't have a lot of time here, guys. Don't have a lot of time to catch a fish. Maybe half an hour before it gets dark. It's a quick session. That's a good thing about doing this style of fishing and coming into harbours, is it's quick and easy to just pop out to these harbours. Don't get too worried about all the kind of dry clothes, especially in the summer, because it's very comfortable here, isn't it? I think I could get away with putting these brake down even more. Despite this wind, which is a bit annoying. Come on, flounders. See, that's what happens. You get these overruns on these reels. And that is a sign that my brakes are too loose. Very gently just jigging it across the bottom. Is it a fish? Could be, could be, could be. Or a bit of weed, I don't know. I've got weed. That was a crab, actually. Wow. Crab came in after my fake bait there. This is interesting. Never had a crab going for the Berkley. That is not to say they wouldn't. Oh, tangled me up somehow. Got it out. Ah, come on, man. The thing is, you get over exuberant with these reels, they just do what that one just did. You need to be really careful. It could be a fish. Could be. Is it? It's not kicking though. Is it another crab? Oh, that's a fish. Ha! First fish on the BFS gear in saltwater for me. That is a sea scorpion. Long spine sea scorpion. There you go, look at that. Gnarly fish, and they've got spines and poison, so you don't want to mess with them really. But a welcome start, definitely. To grip them in the mouth. In the lower jaw, they've not really got sharp teeth, but that is a safe way to get the hook out without getting jabbed by the spines. See? You can actually keep these in tanks if you have a saltwater aquarium. They do quite well in tanks. Let's get them back in the sea. Where you go? Already starting to lose the light a little bit. Still got time yet though. See, when you get the brakes right, you can fish without worry of the overruns. It's only really when the brakes are just a little bit out, you definitely risk bird's nesting. Well, that was a fight. Bite. Missed it though. That was a bite. Just slowly jigging it across the bottom. There's some good coalfish in here as well. I've actually got a couple of other worms, so I'm going to try a different colour. Swap that one out. Done your job, caught me a fish. You guys are basically getting point of view uninterrupted fishing content today. That's a very, very long bait. I'm really risking just getting the tail nipped off on that. I'll give it a go anyway. Ideally, I would trim the tail. But if you get a decent fish, like a big flounder or something, they'll just gobble that whole thing down. A nice coalfish on this gear would be good as well. Is that a fish? Maybe a small one. I'll go off now. Try and get it along the harbour wall there. Not exactly. Very nice, easy, relaxing way of fishing this. Not really got anything to... Oh, hit the bottom there. Have a snag there, I think. Now, backlash is definitely something that puts people off bait finesse, giving it a go, because it is something that you have to deal with, basically. A bit of a learning curve as well. Hope you like the sound of seagulls, bloody hell, these things go mental. What's that? Is that a fish? Could be. Just a dead weight. I think it's another sea scorpion. Still a fish though. Fish number 2. And it's another sea scorpion. Smaller than the last one, but he is a fish nonetheless. Hook out. See you, buddy. Get it straight back in the water. The sea scorpions are feeding. There's fish I saw on the surface there. I wonder if they're coalies or sea trout or what. Or maybe if I give it a fast retrieve across the surface, I might tempt something. No. I'm intrigued by the fish that you see on the surface here. It's light tackle. Definitely not made for deadlifting fish up walls. That was either a bite or a bottom, I don't know which one. I don't know if you can see on camera, but there's a sand patch right down there. A jig my bait just across it. Oh, there. Oh. Fish down there, small ones. Wait, my bait, damn it. Yep. Alright. No fish here. Had a couple of bites, but nothing solid, so I'm going to head back to where I was, finish off there before we lose the light totally. No fish? Is it a fishy? Is it a fishy on a dishy? Dunno. Maybe another sea scorpion if it is. Yep, another sea scorpion, look at that. Number 3. I really like these worms, and that's getting smaller, so getting smaller and smaller every single time. Wow. Struggle to even get a jaw grip of this one. Got it. See you, pal. Away you go. Oh my god. Right away, into a fish of some sort. What have we got here? Last minute coalfish, eh? Fish number 4, but quite small. Come back here.